World of YouTube, Machi here. World of everybody. Subscribers, friends, people. They're all fucking awesome. I thank you highly. New subscribers, I noticed another one yesterday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tonight we got a full moon out. Let me get down here. I'm gonna be checking out my space triangle. For all you newcomers, my space triangle goes along with the Bermuda Triangle, the Bridgewater Triangle, and my triangle I've made up, the Wachusett Valley Triangle. Yes, me, I take all copyrights on that. And tonight I want to go over a mystery film. And it's been a long time in the making because I've always had a, how can I say, infatuation with this film. Especially the actor who plays in the film. And I was reading on it last night. Oh, shut up, Ted. And I was wondering if the damn thing was a true story. Ted! Every time I come down here, this fucking dog will start this shit. But I always wondered if it was. I mean, when I first saw the movie, I always had it in my head that it was true. Because there have been, reports of missing rock stars, disappearing Elvis, Jim Morrison, stuff like that. Of course, the late, great Jimmy Dean. Oh, not Jimmy Dean. James Dean. Yeah, Jimmy James. James Dean did 3 movies and supposedly went nuts and disappeared. And I'm about to wonder if this director combined all 3 of these mysterious disappearance and made his own movie. Because I think it is based on a book that I never knew of. Of course, I just happened to look it up last night. Because I was, not too long ago, listening to John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. Love that song, On the Dark Side. And if it's true that this book was written, well, the stars have moved. By the way, I'm over here, as you can see, not clearly, because I got stupid lights, but on the side of that light, you can't see it. Just quickly, I want to get this in. When this star triangle started, that other star, the Venus, I believe, was way the hell over here. I'm going to back up the camera. You can see the light over there. You can't see it with the friggin' light there, but it was way over here. And that star up here, and the other star sets over here, which you can't see them, but they're over there. They were way back friggin' here, so. And you got that star over there beaming in the moon, and yeah, but that shit was way back here, so. I'm about to wonder if the Earth is rotating this way or orbiting this way, but them stars in that triangle still matching up. Moved very strange to me. I still haven't got a hold of that guy that told me about Venus, because I thought it was Planet X or Planet X or friggin' meteor that was coming to the planet, they were saying. But he had to tell to that guy. But anyways, back to the story at hand. So yeah, me as a kid thinking this was a true story. And I guess, like I said, it turned out to be a novel of a book. And the original had the murderer for some apparent reason. Eddie and the Crusers. Came out in 1983. And back then, HBO, right, home box office, it just came out. And me, I was glued to that fucking thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I did get my time outside. I met a lot of friends in Corning, New York. But when nighttime came, it was movie time. I was watching my movies. And of course, my infatuation, like I say, with music and the movie. Michael Pear plays a fucking awesome rock star. Eddie Wilson is supposed to be the guy's name that drove his car off the 54 highway bridge in New Jersey. I did happen to look that up. Been a lot of changes throughout that bridge, but I mean, the way the story was, I mean, back then, man, you'd think anything was fucking real because shit like that happened, like Jim Morrison, like I said, James Dean, you know, disappearing. So, I mean, the book and the novel, supposedly when one of the band members supposedly stole the tapes of Season in Hell. It's supposed to be the second album. But if you ever watch that movie, and I recommend anybody to watch Eddie and the Cruisers. Eddie and the Cruisers 2 was Eddie Lives. I mean, it had its potential. It had its, you know, it had its, potential to it. And it did hold up to the first one in my eyes. I mean, here's Eddie fucking thriving to play music again. Hooks up with some young kid that just wants to wail on the guitar with his, you know, solos and fucking all this crazy shit. He's like, that ain't what rock and roll's all about. And he's yelling at him and, you know. But he lives in Canada kind of type thing, and he tries to get back in the band scene. It was a pretty cool flick. It wasn't the greatest. It wasn't as great as the first one, but I mean, it's worth watching to get an idea of, you know, what it would be like if a rock and roll star came back, you know. I'm sure the director had the same intuition with the video. I mean, movie is anybody would want, you know. The disappearance of this one, the disappearance of Elvis. They said Elvis not too long ago was found under a bridge dead. But, you know. But like I say, this movie I thought was real, but I think it's just a novel. But, man, Michael Pear, man, Philadelphia Experience. Played in The Greatest American Hero. I loved that show as a kid. That was pretty cool, too, with the guy that played in the movie House. I forget his name. He's got the curly blonde hair. I mean, that guy was fucking hilarious. And, but other movies he played in, too. Streets of Fire. Now, that's a movie that really got me into Michael Pear because, you know, that fucking tough guy scene is what I liked. Fighting against villains. You know, like the devil. Like I said with Iron Maiden in one of my videos. You got Eddie fighting the fucking devil. Rips his fucking head off. Hands it to you on a platter. And that's what I've grown up to have myself be. You know, I've always grown up around people like that. Villains. You know, straight up assholes. And I took their movies into consideration because, you know, that's what I wanted to fucking be like. I wanted to be, well, I wanted to be that rock star. You know, I always wanted that infatuation to being a rock star. Like anybody else in the 70s and 80s, man. Back then, yeah, they said that rock music was rebellions against the parents. You know what I'm saying? And we can do this and we can change the world type thing. Not just drop out of school, become a druggy fucking bum. No, drop out of school, make fucking millions. Just like Pink Floyd and The Wall, you know. And this is how I look at music, you know. I didn't look at it as the party animal fucking type thing. I mean, even though I did my partying, but music I set aside for a special meaning. And kind of finding out that that the Eddie and the Cruisers must just have been a novel. I mean, it kind of stinks, but it's just the thought of it, though. And then that movie supposedly was a flop in 1983. It wasn't until 1984, I guess, made it big. And who was it? Bruce Springsteen was supposed to play in the movie or sing for the music, but they thought he wasn't a good fit. And somehow they found John Cafferty, which was a perfect fit, I can tell you right now. That guy still tours with that fucking music. And if that's the case, that the guy made the book and the music himself, well, that's fucking straight up talent right there, man. That's a fucking writer. Writes the music for the book. And I mean, if it isn't true that it was a real Eddie Wilson, like I said, every time I punch in, they ever find Eddie Wilson or music, it all comes back to that movie, the book. All propels right back to that. So it's like, But I just wanted to talk about that tonight, because I've been thinking a lot about it, and it does bring me back in time a lot, in a good place, when I need it the most. I mean, that's what I do a lot too sometimes when I get bad. I gotta get back and relax before I break the fucking silence of the sixth door that lays in my head that you should never knock on. Of course, I try not to bring that out to many people. But lately, these days, oh my fucking God. Oh, man. There's a lot of stuff going on still when I come back in this fucking town. Yeah. But anyways, back to the real good story. So I don't know. And then I was driving in the car this morning, because last night I wanted to do a video or something. I forgot what I wanted to do. And when you know, John Cafferty, the Breathe It Brown band this morning comes up on the dark side. Oh, yeah. On the dark side. Yeah. Love that fucking song. I mean, if that song was written for that book, I mean, cahoots to that fucking writer, man. Because not only did he write the soundtrack to the fucking thing, he wrote the book. I mean, that's pretty fucking awesome in my eyes. And to say that movie was underrated, somebody need a fucking smack upside their head. And that leads me to Streets of Fire, though, too. And I wanted to know that I never knew Rick Springfield wanted to fucking play the part of Eddie the Cruisers. They definitely said no to him, because he definitely wasn't the rough cuff type that they were looking for. Ted, you can't go under there. Oh, you fucking dog. I mean, and then there was another thing, the junkyard. Something depression. I forgot, but I remember the part in the movie well, where Eddie brings his girlfriend to the junkyard, and, he's obviously going in depression because they won't cut his next album because they think it's fucking weird. But to me, that's why I wanted to know if he was real, and if they did find the fucking records, it's like, oh yeah, are they ever gonna make it? So I was thinking, man, they found the tapes in the movie, but because the band members took them. Like I said, the band member took them. He was playing a trick on everybody, like to think Eddie was still alive, but he wasn't. It was him driving Eddie's car and everything that drove off the bridge. And, the fucking movie's awesome. But in the book, though, was a strange turn, and they cut it out, was there a murderer for some reason got a hold of the tapes. And it's like, what the fuck are they doing that for? I mean, it was like, if there was a murderer in there, what did they do? Murder Eddie and drove him off the bridge, but they said they immediately cut it out to make the movie that way. So, right, Eddie gets depressed because they won't cut his album. Season in Hell. I've always tried also to add my own lyrics to that and use the title, Season in Hell, but it's just, yeah. I mean, I always still try and throw lyrics in there, do something, but it's like I want the proper words to be fitted, because taking a title from that ironic movie like that, I want it to be fucking perfect. I mean, I will continue to try, but it's tough. Especially now when I got the fucking kids. I'm fucking busy all the time. And yeah, of course now here I am outside walking the fucking pug. But anyways, Michael Pear, like I said, I love that fucking guy's acting. Especially in the Philadelphia Experiment. Now, the reason why I thought Eddie and the Cruisers were true is right. The Philadelphia Experiment was supposed to be true. And that movie was fucking, wow. The government sending people back in time, porthole shit. It's like, damn. You know, and you know, that leads me to all this stuff that I talk about. Music, portholes, everything. It's all out there. And I mean that. Stella Lansing was getting near them portholes. Although I've been waiting for my man out in the Springfield area, Tony Woods, see if he could find that church that Stella was at one time. And got some pictures of some strange, like, they look like white dots, but they circled around the steeple. And, you know, I've been meaning to get out to that area, but, of course, Northampton and stuff is a friggin' hour away. So, I mean, yeah. But anyways, you know, all this shit and trying to keep up with things and do things, oh yeah. But I mean, I just definitely wanted to get out Eddie and the Cruisers, because that movie's just fucking awesome. And I mean, hell, I wasn't even gonna, at one time, like I said, after watching that movie like a fucking almost 50 times off of HBO back in the 80s, you know, I would have loved to fucking took a trip out to that bridge, but finding out now that it's probably a novel, yeah. But everything in the story, man, you look on the Google Maps there, the bridge is there. And that's a big-ass bridge over a body of water, boy. And oh yeah, if it was true and he did do that, it's like, whoa. But kudos to that director. Awesome fucking movie. I recommend anybody to watch Eddie and the Cruisers. Hell, even Eddie and the Cruisers 2, Eddie Lives. In any film from Michael Pear, especially the Philadelphia Experiment and Streets of Fire. That's even got William Dafoe in it. He's a good badass back then. I liked him too. He was a villain in it, but he was a fucking, he was badass, man. But them films were inspiring to me. Took a big, huge interest in my life. I'm glad I got them stuck and burned in my memory and will never forget them. So I thought I'd share that tonight. Spark some memories in anybody's brain that's ever watched that movie. Oh yeah, Michael Pear has also done a film with Sandra Bullock. I forget what the hell that name was, but he had a daughter with her, and they split up, and you know, he played a good part in that. He didn't have a huge role in it, but he did pretty damn good in it. I mean, he always got that. Oh, and then there was the TV show he played in with the gang leader of the Warriors, 1979 film. The Warriors, the guy who led them through the Bronx or whatever and everything, and they played in a TV show. Now I forget the fucking name of it. The Heat? No, not The Heat. But him and Michael Pear were in that TV show, and I remember watching some episodes of that. Yeah, that was pretty good. Guy always played the tough guy roles. I like that guy. Good action-packed, too. I mean, unlike your movies today, fucking all special effects, visual effects. You know, you're fucking 6'2", fucking 100-pound guy, you know. Looks like he's on steroids. Back then, we had the little men fighting the battles and kicking ass. That's right. Well, anyways, I thought I'd share that. Also, I'm going to see if I can get to another video tonight. If not, I'll get it out tomorrow. But, what do you know? Goes and do my blood work the other day. I got 2 pictures of blood work from October of last year. And now 2 days ago, blood work. And oh my fucking God, man. These doctors wanted me to get on a generic Listerol or fucking whatever for high cholesterol. And you go figure that this shit they wanted me to get on literally makes you get type 2 diabetes. Now, I'm not in denial or nothing, but I'm in a stable diabetes diagnosis. And I'm going to go over a couple charts, but I am fucking pissed about what the fuck I just seen yesterday. When I went over, it's called My Chart, where you can make appointments, get your readings. And these doctors fought me for 2 years. And all I did was a simple few things. And my cholesterol is now lower than my last numbers of last year. So, oh my fucking God, I couldn't believe it. Oh, and there's another thing I wanted to mention before I go. Now, another 5 days ago, I found a dead blue jay and a dead mouse. It didn't dawn on me until I was thinking about it. About, you know, what would have killed them. Now, my first thought could be the West Nile disease around here. And then I always thought other things because I heard a friggin' raven. And I'm in the backyard right now where I pointed the camera over there. I heard it one morning. I haven't heard him since. There's been various crows around here. But for whatever to attack that thing and kill it, I don't know what the fuck it was. Because if it was a predator like a raven, hawk, and tonight I heard some weird fucking bird in the tree. I could have sworn it was a fucking, go figure, a friggin' hawk. But whatever it may be, I don't know if it was that, because that thing sounded like I'm in front of this tree right now. It sounded like it was fucking right there in that tree. And it was hollering loud and, you know. But what I don't get is if they're them predator birds and they take their prey to go eat it somewhere. But I wonder why they left it. And the only thing that does that is kills animals and leaves it is a cat. and they bring gifts to their owners. But I don't own a cat here. And the cat that does live here, like I said, the owner of it says that it does not do nothing with mice, nor other animals. As long as I've known that cat, for as long as I've been in this house, in and out cleaning, whatever, 6, 7 years now, I ain't never known that friggin' cat to friggin' eat something. So, animals here, maybe should have gave it to animal control to check for fucking the virus, but of course, think of that 2 days later, 3 days later, dang. But then again, if that wasn't the case, I wonder what the fuck dropped it and left it. So yeah, now I gotta go see if birds, I gotta check out if birds like ravens or hawks, whatever the case may be, crows, if they leave gifts to people that they know. And I read something on Facebook, and I posted it on my page, but I guess then it goes for ravens too, but crows, they remember faces. Yeah, that's right, they remember faces. So whatever they have going on in that mind and them eyes, boy, I tell you, it's about to wonder why they were Indian sacred birds, especially the hawk and the raven. So I'm just trying to maybe say that maybe they dropped it there as a gift. The blue jay and the mouse. I really can't. I know that other cat the owner here had, like I said, died, passed away, and I buried him in the backyard. Like people would do back in the day. He was the enforcer in this house, fucking catching animals and mice. So yeah. And that cat didn't like nobody but his owner. At the end of his days, he started to meow at me and I guess say, hey, I'm over here, But other than that thing did not like me and not a fucking anyone that came through that door, so I don't think he'd be leaving me a gift if he was alive. Whatever it may be, that's just still crossing my mind. Other than that, anybody needs to check out that movie once again. Eddie and the Cruisers 2, Eddie Lives. 2 highly recommended movies, especially Streets of Fire. I can't remember that TV show. Go figure, I had it in my fucking head because I looked up on the guy to see what else he played in, because, my mind's been slipping a little bit, but him and that damn Warriors leader in the gangs play together in a cop show. That too was an awesome show. And I forget, Hope Floats, that's what it is, with Sandra Bullock. He's had a little part in there, but he does damn good. Damn good. That guy, more or less, in the fighting movie, fucking badass, boy. Check him out. But other than that, might as well just get this out now. I had a fucking dream yesterday. Now this is what I mean. You want to talk about a strange fucking dream? Might as well just tell it now. Fucking. No, I'm gonna hold you and keep it in suspense. Take care, beware, and be safe. Until that next video, everybody, thank you for subscribing. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'm still struggling to get YouTube to notice me because you damn bastards cut me off. I'm almost in the September months where I should have broke my threshold. Thank you. Thank you, YouTube, for nothing. Guarantee you would have had a good proposition here. Other than that, out.